So, last time, we finally made it to the YARA Kingdom, and it was a culture shock, to say the least. Not the best treatment for those of you of the male variety, but you found your way from Balwick to Snaga after a night's rest. You paid to have somebody watch the bats as you entered Snaga during its Festival of Strength. Here you explored the town and came across a arm wrestling competition where the winner of said competition will have an opportunity to go up against Nog, one of the 12 council members of the YARA Kingdom. After deciding to do a little more shopping, you ended the session setting an appointment to meet either later today or by end of day tomorrow with one of the shop owners. Aldrich's not here, so we'll pick that up with him another time. But we can pick up right here with you all standing in the middle of a very crowded street. The shop owner wandering off and disappearing into the crowd. The day is yours. The festival is in swing.
Funnel cakes, anybody?
Honestly, with how everything is with this kingdom, I'm gonna focus on trying to get information. So I'm gonna try to head to the library, see what I can find, hopefully get some answers on where the temple is before our not so great friend Yerno decides to get there first. But hey, enjoy the festivities. Please don't get in trouble.
No promises.
Please keep him out of trouble. Turning to Zephyr.
No promises.
That just leaves the two amigos.
Shinar puts on his Shana disguise and walks out to the library.
Okay.
Zephyr would turn towards David. Please don't cause trouble.
Trouble's my middle name.
I know.
That was a lie. But you see, I deceived you. Don't we have a letter to deposit with somebody?
Yes.
You do.
And we have two options to finding them. One is to schedule the meeting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The other one is to win an arm wrestling competition to meet one of them if we win.
Both of those sound exciting, riveting. But I assume, since we have a letter that sort of identifies us as, diplomats from a far-off kingdom.
We don't have a badge as diplomats. We're literally just messengers. That's why scheduling the meeting is gonna be a bitch. And technically, we are not diplomats, we are just adventurers tasked with delivering a message.
I can't. I'm not strong.
I know.
But
that's why you're going to go and what you do best and arm your way or cheat, depending on your preference, your way into scheduling a proper meeting. I'm very certain they're not going to say no to getting an urgent diplomatic message, even if they may have us wait for a few weeks.
Alright, fine. We'll do the proper channels first. We'll attempt that.
Hopefully, you'll be able to do that in a day or two. Meantime, I need to go and act doctor that I apparently am.
You're a doctor?
Yes. Didn't you know?
Yeah, buddy. I knew everything about you. That's pals.
We've been traveling together for a few years now. You seriously didn't know I'm a doctor?
Quit sounding so credulous. Of course I knew you were a doctor. Now, what kind of doctor stuff you gotta do? Doctor?
On this type of competition, there's always a lot of people getting hurt. Members of my order often act as healers at this type of events. Guess who needs to go and act his role?
Did you say act?
I feel like when you do that, there's just a spotlight on you, and everything else is dark.
David, I swear, if you do something stupid,
Just
stupid than usually,
point me to the sorry sap that's gotta be charmed by me so we can get a meeting with the whosoever person. We go to the town hall? What is this? I don't know.
yeah, quick reminder, what's the name of a person you're supposed to meet up with?
So specifically, you are looking for Nah.
Nah.
Yes,
Nah.
that is who that is who your letter is addressed to. Now, you do
find a
know
way-
they'll be there at the arm wrestling competition. There is a chance you'll be able to maybe not find them, but find somebody else at the city hall who can schedule you a meeting when the festival is over.
Look, we gotta find Nas, and Nas supposed to be here
Yep, at the arm wrestling competition.
in this crowd, mere feet from me. All I gotta do is get close.
Roll a D100.
Okay. That's a 31.
Okay, never mind.
Anywho, do you know what this Nile person looks like? No? Nobody?
Yeah, doing?
So you all actually just got a bunch of lore in the last session about all of the 7 council members. I think I said 12 earlier. It's 7. Na is a giant.
That's the strength thing.
Like a literal giant or
Yes.
Nice, big nah.
Na is big.
she's a giant. How hard can it be?
Looking for big giant lady. Dead.
Besides, I'm pretty certain that a lot of people can just point us in the right direction.
Let's, you know what? Let's go over there and just sort of hang around the arm wrestling venue and just feel it out. they're just scoping it, just sort of. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's
Unless you don't want to, and they just say nah.
Don't God, dear, don't.
Alright. So as you're making your way toward the arm wrestling competition, though you have really no idea where that's at, you're just kind of following the crowd. You do walk by a weightlifting competition where an individual who's currently, it's just two giant boulders at this point. He's lifting it up, and Zephyr, you see he's lifting wrong. And next thing you know, it falls on him. If the bar doesn't hit the ground, it doesn't land exactly on him, but he buckles under the pressure, and you see he's just in pain over it. The crowd is cheering, and two medics rush to his side to begin
Because they
throwing him
have
on
no
the
idea.
What's that?
They said crowd is cheering because they have no idea how much it actually hurts.
Exactly. You keep walking though, and you come across some target archery, axe throwing, hammer throwing. Eventually, you come to the center of town, where it's unmistakable Na is here. Na is not only here, she's sitting in this throne that is just built of what looks to be old rum barrels stacked on each other. And you hear her laughing as she stomps her foot while two people are currently just going at it, neither one of them budging the other one. These gentlemen are ripped. One of them, their arm is about as big as David's torso. The other one, his arm's not near that size, yet he's holding his own. They're both just giving it their all.
Someone is gonna represent them done. We're going.
That's nah. I think that's nah. Zephyr.
What? Oh, yeah. I think that's her. Okay, first question. Who gets the massive on thing?
It was me. It was handed to me. I did.
Dear God.
First and foremost,
Seems
you
legit.
said she was. You said she was sitting on a throne. What? Where is this throne? What's she surrounded in? Let's just do a visual.
Alright.
Yeah, at that point, Zephyr, after realizing he actually has a message for her, Zephyr is just going to shake his head and disappear into the crowd.
Oh wait, that's wrong. I guess I can add mine in. I clicked the wrong thing, but I'll add mine. What'd you say? Roll a what? A perception?
Perception, yeah.
That's a +4.
+4? 15, okay. So, Na is not surrounded by guards. There's no need for her to be. She is sitting on, like I said, old, empty, you assume they're empty, old barrels that were used to house rum. She's currently got one in her hand. She is decked out in heavy plate armor from the waist down, and from the waist up, it's just a chain shirt that's ripped in several places. Really, it doesn't even have half of one sleeve. But she is just enjoying her time. For even a giant, Na is considered to be beautiful. Though her size, her structure is very muscular and intimidating. I wonder why anybody here would want to arm wrestle her. But sure enough, people are lined up. In fact, as you look around, you notice it's not just those two individuals who are going at it. There are 3 or 4 other people, sets of people, who are currently going at it to arm wrestling each other. And they're still accepting sign-ups. Nas in a great mood, from what you can see, and currently sits about 25 feet tall. If she was to stand. Na is a giant in every sense of the word.
Zephyr, I can't cheat my way through this. I'm good, but I'm not that good.
Yeah, do I need to roll stealth?
To disappear into that crowd? Yeah, go ahead.
Give me a second. Just kind of leaving David to doing his job. He's still close enough to intervene if necessary, but he's leaving his friend to handle.
Well, you know what? You take.
Effortless. In fact, David, you're so blown away by Na's appearance that you just forget Zephyr's even there.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna crack my fingers. Put on my best female voice, you know, the Southern Belle.
Oh dear God!
Break
Why
out,
am I not?
break out my magical flute. And which says, when played, the lute grants the bard an additional 2d6 to any performance-based ability check. I am going to, straight off the top of my head, conjure the most epic song about Na's strength.
Now, you do have to play. Oh, wait, no, that's the necklace. Okay, go ahead.
As doing so, I'm going to sort of push my way towards her, trying to get her attention. Let's see. Performance. Yeah. Do I need to do the 2d6? No, I do not. Yeah, I'm just going to make a big show of it. Once again, pushing my way towards now. Really trying to get their attention. Just praising her strength and her awesome signs.
It's so beautiful. It's so awe-inspiring that for a moment, it again feels like there's just this spotlight on you, and everything else around you is just dimmed down. As Na notices you, she drops the barrel she's holding, and it falls straight to the ground, exploding in this just river of wine. And she leans down towards you. Funny, man. Cute and funny. And picks you up. And as she sits back up. And we're gonna wait right there as we go and see what Shanar's doing.
Alright.
Shanar, you were looking for a library.
Yeah.
An interesting place to be during this festive time. Go ahead and roll me an investigation check.
Okay. I'm gonna give myself guidance while I do that. 15.
Okay. It does take you maybe about a half hour or so to find somebody who even gives a damn to give you the directions. But sure enough, you find it. As you enter this area, you notice. I want to make sure I get this correct. You notice there are a handful of people currently sitting at a table, a long, stretched out table to the right hand side, and one individual is sitting at the head. A young female giving a lecture from the sounds of it. And straight ahead as you walk in, there's this long, ornately wooden carved desk. Deep dark stain to contrast the white floors, white marble-ish floors below you. And she looks up and looks at you. Is this something you need? Not getting many guests today.
Yes. Sorry. I am a member of a temple up, out of the YARA Kingdom. I was told to try to connect with a temple that was located here, close to where the barrier used to be. However, my temple records do not have the actual location or any information on it, and I don't want to seem like a rude guest who's ignorant, and also I need to find out where it actually is. So I'm so sorry, it's just been really frustrating, really hectic, and there's the festival going on, and it's very exciting, but no one wants to be helpful, and it's just so frustrating.
Silly child, stop your whining. Roll a perception check. I mean, a persuasion. It would seem that if you were sent here to find a temple, that you would have been told where it should be. This story does not seem to hold well. Furthermore, I don't know what temple you want me to help you find, if you yourself don't know what it is.
Well, that's why I came to a library to look up the information.
So you
I
want
don't expect you personally. I do not expect personally that you would know. I would just like to have access for a day or so I can get the information and then travel from there.
I see. You are free to view whatever books you may want. However, you cannot take any of them out. And you certainly cannot write anything of them. Or take notes. However, knowledge is free. You just have to find it yourself. I can maybe point you in the right direction. It appears you're looking for some kind of religion.
Religious temple or monastery.
Okay. What was the purpose of the temple?
The purpose of the temple, very
Yes.
similar to the temple I was at. Was responsible for guarding relic from the conflict that created Barry. My temple was attacked,
I know
and
exactly what you're looking for, actually.
really,
Yes. Follow me.
and I will follow her.
She will lead you behind the desk and open up a door behind you. I mean, behind her. I'm sorry, not behind you. One you didn't notice in the wall before because it's not plainly there. Though, when she turns the knob, a door appears. It wasn't there always. It's in here. And she ushers you in ahead of her as she turns and shuts the door.
Okay. So,
She walks you down a flight of stairs. The room illuminates ahead of you and de-illuminates behind you, seeming only to light up the area where you're currently standing. As you continue down this winding staircase, the room opens up to a large library where there aren't many books on the shelves that you can see. However, beyond the shelves you can see is a large gym that is surrounded by mirrors. Is this what you were looking for?
yes,
I feared as much. And she'll clap her hands 2 times, and a myriad of guards will appear out of seemingly nowhere. I'm afraid you will be under arrest.
I was sent by Mora.
We'll stop right there. And we'll go back to David.
Can I clarify? Did she call me man?
She did.
Oh. All that work.
It didn't help. David, you're being held by the hand. Are you still... Not by the hand, but like your whole lower body is currently in this lady's hand. Are you still playing this song?
I'm like, yes, but I sort of toned it down a little bit. And I'm like, yes, great nod, come to praise your strength. I heard about your amazingness from far away, and I had to see it for myself. Please give me a demonstration.
That cute puny man wants demonstration. Watch this, and she'll toss you up, and then catch you in a bubble right outside of her hand. You're frozen and unable to move.
Can I talk?
You can, but with strain.
Oh, such strength and a weaver of magic.
She'll close her hand back around you, and the bubble will disperse, and you're free to move.
I'm gonna say, amazing. Allow me, if you will, to continue to raise your strength, and if you could, I'm gonna sort of reach into my pocket, pull the letter out. Please take this as a token of my gratitude and awe. Don't read it in front of the weaker ones. Please wait here and grab it.
She reaches with two fingers and grabs this piece of paper that just seems way too small to hand such a person this size. She puts you back down. You may continue to play, and we will see each other later. She continues to study the paper.
I'm going to continue to play. Now I'm sweating profusely.
And a smaller individual kind of levitates up to Na and grabs the paper out of her hands, unfurling it and reading it. There's a short exchange between the two before another individual appears out of nowheres on Na's shoulder. Perched like a bird, they whisper into Na's ear and then disappear again. Na stands up quickly. You come with me. She doesn't give you a chance to respond as she reaches down to grab you. Zephyr, what are you doing?
Following?
Okay, you're gonna
What?
yeah. You're gonna just stay in stealth mode for this?
I mean, no. I mean, staying in the stealth mode while it may be useful when it comes to leaving David in a relatively safe environment to suffer right now is a terrible idea. I mean, he's still keeping some distance, but right now he's not trying to hide. If she looks behind, she will see him.
Okay. As
Or to be more precise, in this case, slightly up.
as she
Hey,
stands
I
up,
thought I had a flying mouth. I'm gonna use it.
as she stands up, it's quickly and with force. And as she does, the arena that was kind of at her feet just kind of trembles a bit. Just enough so that the guy with the skinny arm slams down, big swole down, and he just raises his hand and cheers, yes! As Na walks away from the arena, and he's like, no? But it's a bit of a stride to keep up with her. As y'all leave from the crowds, the individual who had perched her shoulder only moments later appears in front of you, Zephyr. Is there a reason you're following us?
Do you want the full fruit or partial?
You have 5 seconds.
What should it is? Okay, yeah, first question. What's the name of the person who sent us, who delivered the message? I forgot.
No worries. That is, you only knew him as Captain Stonehill.
Captain Stonehill. Okay. Well, as you know, the barrier fell, and some things happened in the... What's the name of it?
Freyr Dynasty.
No, the town when we were sent. Ironwood Keep or Blackburn? Which one was it? I forgot.
It was Blackburn.
No, it's Blackburn.
So when long story short, we were there when barrier fell, failing to stop the person responsible due to raw difference in strength. and then we went to city of Bernbrand. People really need to take care of names. Definitely is annoying to pronounce. As you can hear the nervous volcano. Anyway, there we handled a little problem with some necromancers, or one necromancer that was a bit too well equipped, and well, we received a request to deliver a message from what's the name of the guy again?
Captain Stonehelm.
From Captain Stonehelm to
The individual grabs you by the shirt, and says, "Don't resist."
I'm not.
And then pushes forward toward you. The scenery around you shimmers and fades. It almost zooms out, and you're now in this dark cavern, almost looking thing.
He's looking around, slightly confused.
As you look around, make a perception check.
I was expecting a prison cell. You said perception.
Yes.
Okay. Well.
You don't notice much, but what you do notice is you are standing next to a large crowd of armed individuals who, though they're not necessarily, they weren't looking at you when you arrived, a few of them have turned on you now that you're here.
Secure location. Got it.
Back to you, David. You are escorted, or dragged, more or less, to
More along the line with Gary.
to this building that it's large, white, and has a huge dome on the top. But as you get closer to the door, Na begins to shrink, her hand becoming smaller on your person, until she is a regular sized person, and you are left to walk with her dragging you behind as by the hand.
Do I still feel the strength?
You absolutely feel the strength. It is much more concentrated. It still feels like you're being dragged by somebody who's 25 feet tall. But
Nah, you will have to show me this trick. That's amazing. Did I mention how much of a fan I am of you?
you have. Now let's go. And she pulls you into the building. As you step inside the building, there seems to be 4 or 5 people standing surrounding a summoning circle of some sort. You're escorted with Na into the circle.
Okay.
You also are teleported. You're now standing directly in front of the crystal.
The crystal?
Very
What?
one thing. Inside, you can see Envy. Though her eyes are closed, she is a smile comes across her face. You're quickly turned away from it as you see Zephyr and Shinar, all surrounded by guards.
I'm just gonna blurt out. Turn them into crystals, not me.
Look, that's
damn it,
rather
David.
relaxed.
I don't know these people. I don't belong here. I'm just a messenger.
Does that ever work?
Shut the fuck up, it might.
Nope. I'm not sure we even want to work, because then we get stabbed. Get taken
Zephyr
out.
is not even going to, so.
Shinar and Zephyr. Na approaches both of you with David in tow, almost right, seemingly right behind her. So she looks at the both of you. Both of you are intriguingly connected to this disappearance of the barrier.
What? How do people know this shit?
Well,
I'm a monk.
also, monk. Also, I mentioned that I was at a temple near where the temple where the other end of the barrier was, and it was attacked. I mentioned that. Did you mention that, Zephyr?
No, it was just honest. Besides, even if I wanted to lie, I really don't know how to do it. So I simply decided that the safest course of action is to say the truth.
Look. Nah. And random people I've never met in my entire life.
You are aware that she probably already knows.
I am a great hero. I didn't cause the barrier to fall. It just so happened to fall.
Na looks at you for the first time in several minutes, confused and almost angry. You are also connected to this barrier.
Damn. See, I didn't know you didn't know that information.
She pulls. You hadn't told her. The other two have mentioned this. She pulls you in front of her and tosses you towards Shinar and Zephyr.
Zephyr literally just face palm, murmuring, "Damn it, David."
So, we stick together.
Now,
Well,
tell me exactly what brings you three here. Why would you destroy the barrier and then seek out this crystal?
Technically, we didn't destroy the barrier.
We have done
We
big.
nearly failed to prevent the destruction because the enemy was.
I personally love the barrier. Okay, it was fantastic.
okay, David, shut up. Alright, so myself, I was at a temple with a wonderful Arakocra woman named Moria, who was the treasure of this temple. I was learning there. She had two wonderful Kamehitatis. They were wonderful. Then these individuals and a friend of theirs came up to the temple wanting to learn. So I assisted, Moria assisted, gave them access to knowledge that was in the temple. Then this guy who had a bunch of stones,
Fiero.
magical
Fiero.
stones, Nick Fierno? That was his name?
Fiero. He's an asshole. He's a bad guy.
Yes. He flew in, did some sort of ritual. David was able to interrupt it momentarily. We fought. We almost died. I stole a stone off him. We almost died again. Moira sacrificed herself trying to stop him. We escaped, trying to give warning to this temple so people would understand that it was under threat and have the scope of it where a person could reverse fucking gravity at will. Because I thought that would be something that people would want to know. So, unfortunately, Moira, I'm assuming he's dead. And since the barrier fell. Now, after that point, we went to a town. We did a job for them. There was some other things that went on. We got another job that led us to here, to Snaga. It was giving a letter. David, did you get the letter?
I did. My job.
Okay, so we were going to give you the letter, which we did. We were going to look into more information about trying to find the temple so we could give warning to the people here.
The temple is a distraction. A means of safeguard.
Okay.
However,
David is trying to say that the temple is a bait.
not everything you say checks out. For instance,
What?
And she reaches into her chain shirt and pulls out a feather. You recognize the feather. It is one of Moira's.
Where'd you
Moira
get her feather?
is not dead.
She's not dead?
If she would be, this feather would have burned into ash. It is enchanted in such a way. See, Moira is a
Give
great
information.
friend of mine.
Recap.
You see a huge amount of relief come over Chinar's face. Like, oh my gosh, right. And he can't stand up. This is wonderful news. He sits down for this.
You say you have one of the stones. Show it to me.
I take it out and show it to her.
As you take it out, it glows brilliantly. Make a perception check, David. With advantage.
Oh.
You get this tingling feeling in the back of your head, but you're not really sure of what.
I'm gonna sort of like step over there and push the shard back. I don't know where he pulled it out of, but I'm just gonna, now you've seen it, now you know we're not lying, we're heroes, YARA's on his way here, fuck shit up. We
Where
gotta
he's
stop.
coming here or going? Oh wait. He's either going to the temple or he's coming here. I don't know which, but we wanted to give you warning. But do you have a way to contact her?
No. Unfortunately, me and Moira have not seen eye to eye in quite some time.
Question.
Yeah.
Jason. Would Moira, because I spent a lot more time with Moira than the others, would she have mentioned
Roll
like
a history check. Interesting.
you'd be good?
Oh,
Natural 20.
yes. She would have, not by name. She wouldn't have told you by name. But, given a few of those hibiscus teas, she will willingly tell. I'm sorry, the U.S. government's trying to listen in on my conversation while I play D&D. Yeet!
They're trying to listen in on trauma induced conversations.
But anyways, yeah. So, she's told you stories of her time with an adventuring party, of a giant, times where before she led a life of solitude in the mountains, where she learned magic she taught the giants of magic, and where she tested her skill in the twisting deserts.
Oh! You were the giant that she was in an adventure party with.
I see she's told you about me.
Overthrow a few hibiscus teas.
Nevertheless, she lives. Best I can tell.
While this conversation is going on, how far away is the crystal and envy from us currently?
The crystal is about.
Zephyr is keeping an eye on you. David,
The crystal is about 200 feet away. And it's not just that it's 200 feet away, it's surrounded by mirrors, or very reflective surfaces. They look like mirrors. Down the narrow, just behind it, there's actually more mirrors that they all seem to be focused in that one area that shoot along a dark cavern off to who knows where.
Wow.
David,
I'm
I
gonna.
know,
I'm
I
just
know
sort of.
that she's hot, but keep it in the pants.
I'm taking that. Don't worry about that. But I am gonna be eyeing envy and sort of like. I don't know.
As,
Giving her, sort
Zephyr,
of like, what's next?
just
What's
through
next?
the
Chief? What-
eyebrow.
as you start eyeing Envy, you notice she's been staring dead at you for a while now. You're not really sure how long, but you do know when you first arrived, her eyes were shut.
I'm gonna turn to Nom like, okay, well, you've heard our story, you believe us, assuming. Told you Fierre's on his way. You're gonna fuck shit up. We need to get back to saving the world.
Fiero, fight dear. I relish it. Oh, how I look for the day that I can crush one of the generals of Malthus. In truth, I thought they were all dead. But
One is definitely dead. A vampire can't stab him to the heart.
you come to me and tell me that you killed the general of Malthus.
Well,
Anguish
technically,
of all generals, you killed Anguish?
he wasn't really strong. Well, probably due to centuries of lacking any suitable food. You know how vampires can be.
Even in a weakened state, commendable that you all would stand such a chance against them. Foolish
More like
to
dumb
think that
luck.
you successfully killed them. But very commendable.
We can hope.
You know one.
I don't want a vampire on my ass. I have enough to deal with this guy.
How about you just give us a little tour of the space, and while you're doing that, you can explain to us how to properly destroy generals of Malthus. We're going to start taking slow steps towards the crystal.
Do you mind if Zephyr just kind of reaches and grabs TV by the collar? Nope.
Yeah.
Like
Also-
you would to a small child.
Yes. Also, do you mind if we have this conversation not in this room? Because from my understanding, this one, David, and part of the reason we've been keeping an eye on him is he's been having wet dreams of envy. And I don't trust him right now to keep it in his pants and not try to do something stupid.
You doubt my purity.
She turns and looks at you, David. Oh, my cute little musician. Such typical of you men.
I am not sexually attracted to that woman. She just promised me fame. And I'm trying to stop a bad guy. And fame.
I see. Hold on, yeah. Is the trap clear?
Yeah.
Can we look at this trap? I mean, it's been so long.
I checked the other ones, but I have one. Very meetings on the last week. But I don't have any on navigating. But I didn't see that time.
Alright, I'm back. Train of thought.
Shinar, did you put that stone back in your pocket, Chief?
Yes. Or I put it in. I've actually been wearing it as a necklace.
That's good to know. No.
What did they miss?
What you got?
I said, what did they miss?
Oh, nothing. We paused.
Long
for a little
silence.
bit. Yeah, we paused for a minute. Now looks at all of you. Allow me to tell you what's going to happen. You will all be held here. When the council meets, if we see that we need your further insight in the matter, we will pull you up to us.
How long do we have to wait? You know, the world's in peril here, you know.
The world is safe if it has to go through the YARA in order to be destroyed.
Look, I know you're strong, independent women, but this guy's on another level.
No man
Please,
has ever
let's-
faced them in one against me. And I will be damned if an ancient fool thinks he can.
You're just gonna leave us in this cavern, no food, no drink, nothing.
Your needs will be tended to. I'm sure we can find a way to provide what little you need.
Are we even in the YARA Kingdom anymore?
We're
See?
under. We are, but this is their kingdom. It's their laws. We will submit. My one request would be that you do have some sort of oversight on the crystal. Mainly because we are here. You obviously don't have much trust in us. And if there is a situation where someone attacks while you are having your celebration or deliberating and are distracted, having more than us here would be beneficial.
But you've said it yourself. You single-handedly killed one general already. Don't you think
I
you'd
did not.
be more than sufficient in carrying this burden? Don't worry.
Well,
You are not our safeguard against any intruders. Look around you. She gestures to all the individuals who currently have you at spear point. The crystal is well protected. Each one of these warriors is 10 times stronger than the lot of you put together. I bet my weight in gold.
I honestly don't want to cause trouble, but that sounds very exciting.
Fair enough. I won't protest you further.
Very exciting, you say. Would you like to put it to the test?
Honestly,
Honestly.
I would like to try. But I understand it may not be something you care for.
She snaps her fingers. And one of the guards standing about 3 people down from her stabs the spear into the ground, takes off her helmet, and looks at you. How would you like to do this? Is there a method that you prefer to test your strength in? Or would a brawl do just well enough for you?
I would say a brawl.
Then let us go. Roll initiative. It's going to be a one-on-one. You go first. Man, you those natural 20s today.
Yep. I'm going to. First things first. Weapons, yes, no. Your choice.
You've seen she threw her down.
Okay. I take off I remove the knuckle dusters. And I am running in. Okay. So, wonderful thing about this is now while less defensive, I get hit harder. So I'm going to swing.
Okay.
15.
A 15 misses.
I'm going to flurry of blows.
Okay.
Does a 16 hit?
16 just misses.
Alright. And turn.
So you go to throw your punches. And she's just sidestepping you. That last one, though, coming close and hitting her chest. She looks at you and smirks. My turn. And spins around. Does an 18 hit?
Just hits.
Okay. That's one kick to the chest. She's gonna follow it up with a 19 to hit.
That also hits.
So she spins and kicks you once in the chest. She follows it up with a cross to the head. So it's going to be 17 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay. Yep.
Dia,
Yes.
while this is transpiring, I want to sort of sneak my way back towards Envy.
Okay. Go ahead and roll stealth.
David? Definitely still keeping his iron.
You will have to keep your eye on me pretty good.
Let's
Roll on that one.
Perception? Correct?
I'll give it to you. This is
I mean, my
within your
Below your knob.
yeah.
It's below the passive.
passive perception is 15, so.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not that it's just that it's below your passive. It's your passive is usually used for things like keeping an eye on David because you do it so often. So I won't ask for a roll in this case. Yeah, David, you try and slip away. Zephyr's right there, just keeping an eye on you, while the crowd cheers at this ongoing battle. Shannara, it's your turn.
Alright.
14 misses.
Action surge.
Okay. 17 hits. 10 points of bludgeoning damage. Okay.
Alright. And takes a deep breath for a second wind.
Okay. She dodges that first hit, but you follow it up with an uppercut right to the chin. She takes it and steps back. Broke one of her teeth. She reaches up and pulls it out. I didn't see that coming from you. As she goes on with her attack, she's charging.
I'm going to take this opportunity to, cutting words.
This is 16 hit.
It misses.
Okay.
I would like to use my reaction. David, don't you dare.
Just trying to help out a friend.
Okay. And then the next one misses as well. So she charges in recklessly and she lunges towards you. You easily dodge her, and then she spins to sweep your legs, but again, you're just out of range. Go ahead. Your turn.
Alright. Miss. Flurry of blows.
Nice. Natural 20.
Yeah, go. Miss left, miss right, and this time I'm taking a swing at her buff, and I'm going for a spin kick.
Alright. Devastating. Is that 12 just straight? Yep. So,
Yep.
you're going to double that. That's going to be 24 plus the 2. So,
Okay.
26 points of damage. You launch 2 attacks at her, to which she hurries and dodges. And as you spin around and kick, it lands square in the chest. She collapses under the blow and falls face first into the sand. The battle is over. And you see everybody is still cheering. Even Na is laughing.
while they're cheering.
I will go up to her and use my magic initiate and cast Cure Wounds.
Okay. While you're doing that, David,
I'm casting that on myself.
I noticed. Go ahead and yeah.
Gotta get the envy.
Yeah, go ahead and I think it's what is it? Spell you get advantage on your
Would I notice him starting to cast the spell?
I mean, David, how you want to roll stealth? See how stealthy you were doing it?
Yeah. We'll give it up. Oh.
Yeah, you noticed it, but with it only taking about 6 seconds to do. Well, not even 6 seconds to do.
It's an action,
Yeah,
so about 3 seconds.
you noticed it.
Still plenty of time to slap on the back of the head. The friendly reminder.
You get that blow. The spell still cast. Yeah. You're invisible, David. Zephyr knows you're invisible.
Zephyr is just gonna fucking come catch me then, because I'm gonna move my ass towards Indy.
Zephyr would just kind of look towards the guard. Idiot that doesn't know how to keep it in defense is probably approaching. Don't hurt him too much. I'm not allowed to kill him.
You tell that to one of the guards?
Yep.
The guard looks around. She doesn't see
Invisibility.
She doesn't see anything. You say invisibility. And it's right about this time that Shinar Nas walking up to you. Well, a wager is a wager. And she tosses you a bag. It's heavy.
Yep. I look inside.
It's all platinums. Oh. Big bang.
Thank you.
Judging by the weight, you might think it is equivalent to her weight in gold.
Saving.
That being said, one of the guards alerts Nah. Nah, the musician has disappeared. And she spins around on the heels.
I'm hauling ass right towards Indy. Okay.
Can I listen to see, like, because if he's hauling ass, he's not caring about being sneaky.
He's not. No. And yeah, go ahead and make your perception check.
Do you mind if you do it as well?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm here. Yes, probably not that number.
A 20 is, well, let's see. You're not really being stealthy. What's your passive stealth? Is that 13? Yeah, you still.
If your stealth 4 plus 10.
Right. So for him it'd be a 13.
Yes.
Yeah. And I'm gonna give him a +4 for being invisible because just be about full coverage. But even still, that's 17, which isn't better than a 20. So you see more than hear. It's not like David's running around with pots of pans, but you can see the dust clouds kick up where his feet are just scrambling along, and you hear the footfalls on the hard stone as he's making his way.
I will.
How far away did
Let's-
I say y'all were from the crystal?
200 feet. How far have I made it so far?
Maybe about 100.
Okay. I'm gonna use Step of the Wind to dash as a bonus action. Spending a key point.
Okay.
And my movement, my base movement is 50 feet now.
Okay. So that closes the gap.
Yeah.
You're now
And-
at 8.
Fey touched. I'm gonna use Misty Step to just close as much distance to Envy.
I'm grabbing.
And you
Like, that's a bonus action. So,
You grapple. Misty Step.
Step of the wind, dash after him. Step of the wind, double the movement speed. Speed dash doubles it again, which is around 160 feet. So, like, catch him.
So yeah, you managed to catch up as well. However, even grabbing him, Misty Step allows him to teleport up to 30 feet,
damn it. Alright.
and he does, just vanishing out of your grasp. You know you felt you had him, but now he's only 70 feet away. David, you move your movement speed in the same amount of time everybody else takes to move theirs, which means they catch up to you yet again. But you're within that 50 feet.
I'm going to cast Special Serious Laughter.
It doesn't matter. Shinar, as you capture David once again, you feel it pulsate. The gem around your neck, the stone. David, for a moment, it all seems so surreal as the stone around your neck pulsates. Yeah. The gem in front of you, the crystal holding Envy, begins to crack as you see her smile grow ever bigger. It shatters.
I just
God
wanted to
damn it,
talk.
David.
I just wanted to talk.
Everybody, everybody, make a dex save, and I need to roll some dice for a second.
Yeah, David, thank you for getting us killed.
Killed?
Think about it this way. Either we're gonna get into a fight where we fight her and eventually die, or die to her, or to the people who are now gonna think we did this specifically to let her go.
I'm doing this to save the world. We are heroes. It's what we do. It's all gonna be
You're
fine.
not acting like a hero.
We'll take care of this. I've got a plan.
Alright,
You have a plan.
He does not have a plan. No. Yeah, your main cheerleader is not here. We don't trust you that much.
as the crystal explodes, A wave of energy fills this cavern, shattering windows, sending shards flying. Everybody who's rolled under a 17 will take 45 points of damage.
It puts my ass in the dirt.
I'm barely up.
I get 2 hit points left.
I also have 2 hit points left.
And Zephyr is down. I mean, not Zephyr, and David is
David's
down.
down.
For those of you who remain up,
From showing you the nearest work. If we need to file a flash, you'll actually use that brain.
for those of you who remain up, you're knocked prone in great pain. And you hear the sound of a harp playing. It's sweet, soothing.
Alright, what did I miss with me?
Zephyr and Shinar, you both see as Envy walks up to David, runs a finger underneath his chin. Poor dear. I so wanted to meet you in person. Grabs his lute and necklace, and then notices both of you still alive. There's still time. I'll be taking these back. Feel free to try and get them again. And you can hear as Na is barely standing in the distance. I will find you, and you'll die for this. And then Envy gives you all a smile. It's two long black legs wrapped from behind her. They spin a little web. She throws it over the both of you as if a blanket. You're now both restrained in place.
Could I attempt to roll away?
Sure.
What would that be? Dex?
Yes.
Let's try to avoid being restrained.
Easily enough. Both of you easily enough, even though you're very, very much in pain. You effortlessly roll out of the way and are back on your feet. She looks at the both of you. I wouldn't do it, boys. Turns around and begins to walk away, playing the lute. And y'all have seen David play countless times. She walks away down the cavern.
That's what she just left there.
You notice Na hasn't moved.
Only word of the joke is David.
How far away is she from us?
Currently about 30 feet. David.
In the ring.
Si, senor.
You feel this cold pulling. You don't want to go. But you feel it.
Hello? Yeah. Who's out there? I don't want to go? I just feel a cold pulling?
Mm-hmm.
Is it pulling in a certain direction?
Right now, it's like pulling at your chest.
I open my eyes and look.
You're out,
figure out.
you're out cold. You're on death's door.
I would like while she is 30 feet away.
Mhm.
I'm going to use my breath weapon.
Okay.
No. So
No,
That's
it's a dex
bad.
save. It's a fail.
PM.
Yeah.
May I attempt to cast Dash of Media Slap on her?
Yeah.
Merci, Dash of Media Slap. Please give me save. Or is she immune?
She's not immune. And your DC is 13.
Yes.
You see the spell move toward her. The shimmer in the air, but she shrugs it off. Turns to look at you both. That will be the last offense I'll take from you two. Tend your wound. Or die now. Then she turns to walk away.
Okay, we have any idea what we can do? Except rain.
David,
Yeah?
that cold pulling in your chest. Your urge not to follow it. You begin to pull away from it. Shouting, looking for anything. You begin to hear a little music.
What does it sound like? I'm looking for any reason to just follow this. There's got to be a reason. I let her loose. There's got to be a reason.
It's joyful music. It's not necessarily upbeat, but it's relaxing.
Fucking claw towards it. Fight towards it.
Okay. Shinar, Zephyr, what are y'all doing?
Zephyr, check on David. I'll check on the guards.
Alright.
I start trying to run. I'm not sure if the severe damage is causing me to be slower or stone nullifies that, but I'm like going as fast as I can, trying to see if I can do anything to help them. Because unfortunately, I used all my heal. Or I think no, I have one last thing of healing. So what I'm gonna do is, no, I can't do that. I'm out of healing. Or wait, so. Yeah, so I am going as fast as I can back, trying to get people up. Trying to help people up, or see who's, like, check who are alive. I'm using a key point to get back there even faster.
What you see is a massacre. All of
Sylvanas motion down David's throat before running off to see if he can heal up other people. That's the extent of what I can do right now to heal him.
Okay. What's the hit? What's the healing point?
34 plus 2.
Alright, go ahead and roll it.
Me. Ugly. I healed him for 7, so he should at least be stable.
Yes.
And then I'm going to dash and try to see if I can find if I can help any of the guards.
Okay.
Does that make me conscious?
It does, David. That fight toward the music becomes unlike before. It felt like you were trying to fight through a swamp to get to it, but all of that seems to go away as you regain consciousness. You're awake, and though you're not feeling as good as you've ever felt, you are here. Shinar and Zephyr, as you rush back toward Na, and where all these soldiers stand, you once stood, the sight you return to is a gruesome one. One where the only person you see still moving is Na.
Can I catch a glimpse of Envy? Just a glimpse. Is she still there? Has she walked away?
You do catch the smallest glimpse. And it's
Yell
not,
out at her.
It's not the it's not her that you tune into first, but it's the music she's playing as she walks away. It's the song you played.
I'm gonna scream Envy. Yell out to her. Spit blood, point at her. I'm gonna sing your funeral dirge.
She disappears out of sight as she turns the corner. The sound of the music still echoing into the chamber, getting fainter and fainter as the time passes. Zephyr and Shinar, the sight, the gruesome sight before you. It would seem that something like this would bring anyone to tears. But that's not the look you get. It's not what you see in Na's eyes right now. There's fury. There's rage. As she huddles over her fallen comrades.
If there are any still alive, I'm going to be running on each one, and as long as I have using my key points to heal them. When those run out, first aid kit is still an option.
Make an investigation check.
18.
You do manage to find one who was just barely hanging on to life when you find them.
The end of healing.
You're able to restore them, but they're damaged, broken, but alive.
Most wounds can be fixed.
Na comes to you as she sees you're able to find a survivor and heal that person. As soon as the healing is done, she wraps her arms around her fallen comrade. I will make them pay. I will find every gem that means I have to tear this world apart. And she looks up at you, Zephyr. Thank you.
Zephyr is just standing there, mask hiding. Well, I don't think photos of his face. He pretty much just looks as it's completely masked, as he was trained to be when handling his duties. But even after part ends, it's released to see that he's actively trying to stop himself from looking towards David.
David, after a moment, you finally see this carnage behind you. For the first time, in as long as you can remember, you feel no urge to play, no loyalty to the loot that you've carried for so long, no desire for anything other than understanding.
I guess I'm just gonna sit up, stare back at all the dead bodies and Zephyr.
Congratulations, David.
Shanar's been shaking with rage this entire time when he got back because he couldn't do anything to help anyone again. When he hears David, his eyes go wide, his pupils narrow into slits, and if someone doesn't stop him, he's going to punch David.
David is Zephyr is barely stopping himself from punching him. He's not gonna slap you.
Yep. I'm gonna punch you, David.
Fair enough. That hits.
You're down again.
Hits me down.
But why wouldn't you keep still? I know you're not conscious. I then stabilize.
Medicine check? Or
I
do
will
you
do
have
medicine
class
check.
speed?
Nope, I'm doing medicine check.
Alright, what were we medicine checking? Sorry.
Basically, I knocked him back out and basically made sure he doesn't die.
Yes. He doesn't die. No.
Yay! Yep.
So,
But he's gonna have a black eye.
yes. For a few minutes, David, you do once again lose consciousness, but you come back to. As you're coming back to, Na is using the blood on her hands to draw another ritual circle on the ground. As she mutters some words on it, you see that a figure appears before her. A dragon born, young, standing there. You see there's a short exchange. You're not sure what all was said. And then suddenly the chamber is once again filled with people. Medics rushing to the aid of everyone. Though there just seem to be more people going in body bags than on stretchers. While one tries to help Na shrugs them off. One rushes to you, Zephyr, and one of you, Shinar.
Zephyr just really can't stop me.
Yeah, I also shrugged them off. We're awake. We're awake.
Look if there
We're
is
alive.
anyone with a speck of light. As long as there is even the smallest trace of it left, then maybe they can be saved.
We will do our best to restore these people. These are our people. Allow us to restore you as well. This day is not over, and its length grows longer.
I'm gonna need an optimistic. I'm gonna need some place where I can prepare some potions.
It's currently about 3-ish, by the way, so.
In game or out of game?
No. In game. I don't know what time it is. Out of game. We're having a good plan, though.
Yeah,
About
East
2
Coast
hours.
10:45.
After a bit of medical attention, whether you wanted it or not, even Na will receive medical attention at this point, though from a distance. Na approaches you all.
I never got off the ground.
An explanation will be needed. You will all join us immediately in this council.
Understood.
Understood. Yeah, this heard David, but your explanation for reckless behavior that can make sense.
Y'all are all escorted back up the winding staircase. You're in the library once again. Should not. And
Yeah.
from there, you were led deeper into the library, where you enter a large chamber where 6 individuals sit upon thrones raised above you. Now escorts you all to the center of the room and leaves you to take her spot just off to the right in the 7th chair. You all stand here right now after what I can only assume has to be the gravest mistake, the biggest show of ludicrousy that I have ever seen in my life. An elf, an older comparatively to everybody else, but an older elf stands up. The release of envy is something that I personally hoped I would not be around. A small halfling then stands, young, merely a teenager, asking quit the dramatics. We all knew that one day she would be released. Never doubted a prophecy yet. Why doubt now? And then the tiefling stands. It's not the prophecy that I doubt. It's the intentions of these three. Nah, you brought them to the chamber. Why? Nah stands up, some of her features becoming more exaggerated as she does. I never brought them to the chamber. I brought one to the chamber. The other 2 found their way there by your hands. They look at a human. Except for you would recognize this human. This was the person who appeared in front of you, who grabbed you by your shirt and transported you in there. I never meant for them to go there. I was just aiming for wherever you were intending to go, Nah. They said they came with a letter. Do you have it? At this moment, a gnome stands up. I have it here. I've read it. It's from Stonehill. He asked for our help in a war. I'm assuming they're intending to invade the Illidor Empire yet again. I don't see where it's any business of ours. I also don't see why it would warrant bringing them into that chamber.
Excuse me. I do believe the reason for people coming to the chamber is on me. I was looking for information on your decoy temple, and the librarian at the front led me to the chamber, and I was surrounded by guards. I'm assuming that once that happened, she notified individual, Na, and whoever brought Zephyr, notified them that there was an intrusion and brought them there.
The Dragonborn stands. Yes, I escorted him into the chamber. It seemed he was going to... It seemed he was trying to find out where the crystal is. I made a mistake in thinking that there would be a good place to hold him prisoner during the festival, while I gathered reinforcements. At that moment, the rest of them kind of erupt into a shouting match. It's hard to really make out what all is being said over everybody just kind of clamoring on top of each other. But you make out that it's not only a foolish mistake, there's never been such a foolish mistake. And then they start pointing at each other and the mistakes that they've all made at one point or another, be it on this day or another. It's the gnome who speaks up, whose voice booms throughout the chamber as she slams down a small walking stick. Enough! This is no time for our bickering. We need a plan. We need answers. How did you manage to destroy that crystal? Tell us that.
I do not have full details, or any actual details. All I know is I currently carry one of the stones, and that it had a reaction. I was trying to stop David, who has had some sort of contact prior with Envy, that from doing something that would be stupid. He had indicated in the past that Envy had talked to him about freeing her. We disagreed with that notion, but during and I admit, selfish request to spar with one of your warriors, David slipped away, and as I tried to get close to stop him, something he had on him reacted with the crystal at the same time as my stone, and it shattered the crystal and all the mutants.
One of the council, a halfling, you would recognize from the lore you picked up last session as to be Eden, begins to hover several texts in front of her. She's flipping through multiple books at the same time. seeming to look at none of them as she begins to stop, as she stops on one page. Describe to me the gems that you have or have in your person.
I just take it out of my shirt.
You take it out of your shirt and you notice it's just not as bright as it was. It's duller than the last time you took it out, and it seemed to illuminate the entirety of the area. But it's there. It exists, and you still feel the arcane presence it holds. Eden looks at it, throws up a image in front of everybody. You recognize the gem you hold in the image. You recognize several of the gems, having been in close contact with almost all of them at this point. You recognize the pendant that David had around his neck in the lineup.
What is that pendant?
One of the gems
Pointing out.
that were created to seal away Malthus's generals.
So David's pendant was one of the gems.
Was he in possession of this?
He said Envy gave it to him.
Envy has just escaped. How could she have given it to you prior?
Well, David, how did you get this, your necklace?
Do you remember that cave we found due to his dream?
Oh, shit. He messaged me, said he had to disappear for a minute or so. But he says he's traumatized and silent anyways. You see him, you try and talk to him, and he's not really staring at anybody. He's just got that 1,000-yard stare.
Yeah.
Do you remember the place we visited due to his vision? Where he had that breathtaking performance while surrounded by all those spirits?
Yeah.
Or at least he claimed to have been surrounded by those spirits. Yeah, he probably got it there.
So
your lord here.
And it's quite possible that she left something in his loot before she was sealed. Magical fragment or something like that.
You mentioned the loot. Eden waves her hand again. The illusion changing to a picture of Eden. She looks magnificent. You notice the pendant around her neck is different. It's not the same kind. It is the same shape. It's a different color. But you notice she has that lute. And she's playing.
That's the one. We got it from. Yeah. Reminder. What was it?
You stole
Kobold?
You stole this off of a petty thief. It was a kobold.
We got it off a kobold
A
that
kobold
was
with an element.
that was working with the earth elemental. Yeah, I know. It sounds much dumber than most people can imagine.
Regardless of how you got it, it's no wonder you found yourself here. Escanor, the elf, stands up. What do you know of envy?
We know that she's essential, that she was using her magic, gift, however you want to call it, to cause multiple massacres in the past.
Yes,
And
essentially.
we know that she was one of the generals.
And what do you know of the generals?
Admittedly, very little information about them were scarce at the best of times.
Not all of the generals fought in the war. Some despised it. Some had other intentions. Envy was one that didn't fight in the war. She found herself passing the time by preying on people who are envious of another. Her specialty was luring in those who were envious of another, promising them the chance to be like them or better, to give them their desires. That loot was a tool she used to do just that. Envy, while not the most dangerous in a physical fight, is far more treacherous to go up against when you don't expect it.
Something you do.
Escanor turns away at that question and looks at the remainder of the council.
Quick question.
Yes.
What were... How would you define her relation with other generals? Would they be willing or eager to kill her? Take her power, if possible in some way?
I've never heard of such a thing. The generals seem to minded each other's space back then.
Back then. That was back then. But what about now?
where they've been imprisoned until now.
That
At this point, Nah speaks up. They claim to have killed Anguish. To which
he was greatly weakened due to slumber.
when Nah says this, several different reactions happen across the council. You have Camilla and Eden lurch forward. Really? While Arya and Rhea stand with two opposing views, one of disbelief and the other that, well, I'm sure he wasn't at full capacity.
Putting it mildly, I'm very certain he didn't eat anything substantial since the war.
But Escanor is the cool collected one who calms the council. Hush. With one general down, we still have several others to go. Council-wide, we must first deal with this. What is our motion in dealing with these three here? All those in favor of forgiveness, say aye. Red says aye. Eden says aye. Escanor says nay. Camilla says aye. Nah says nay. Arya says nay. And Abigail, the last vote, says aye. We will forgive them of this trespass. But do not be so joyful, for we will call on you. You've killed Anguish. We're going to need your help to rest.
We will have our raid. For as much as it may. But forget it. It's our raid. That conflict with Anguish was one due to lack. Who knows? Maybe it will serve us again. Or not.
We'll see. In the meantime, the festival is over. Send the people away. To which Nah stands up and protests. You will not cancel my festival. I've planned this for you over a year. We will continue. There's no need to worry the public about this. Either we succeed, and they're none the wiser, or we fail, and they're all dead anyways. Panic serves no. Escanor stands once again. All those who wish to cancel the festival say aye. Those who wish not say nay. And the voting continues, leading to a 2 to 5. The festival will not be canceled. Very well then. The festival goes on. At this point, Carmela looks at you all. Feel free to go back to the festival. Find lodging if you wish. You are not allowed to leave the YARA Kingdom for 2 days. You will stay here while we deliberate. Come up with a plan. Then we will call you back.
Lovely.
Thank you.
Oh. Thank you. So, I'm gonna spend the next couple of days making potions.
Okay.
We do not have delicate healer, and we need to stay alive.
Zephyr, you didn't notice right away. Something else was on your mind. But a strange mark has appeared on your forearm. A black, thorny vine.
If I notice it at some point later and I roll a in check,
Yeah. It's almost like a tattoo. Or a
I know I
bruise.
didn't get that too. I know.
You don't know what exactly is going on here.
I mean, technically I can still cast it. I might identify, but that's what magic item.
But over the next 2 days, the fine, bruised, tattoo-looking thing spreads from your wrist to your shoulder.
Okay,
Make another
Okay.
arcane check. Arcana check.
and make her take a chance to roll identify as well. Which
Oh,
okay.
And that's what roll right now.
I mean, technically I don't need to roll, but it just does its job.
Yeah,
But reach of casting
I'm sorry.
and guidance for arcane check.
Okay. So, easily enough, you identify the magic as a type of curse magic, a blood magic, the magic that involves a type of oath. You remember a promise you made.
That I wouldn't use my power to do it. Potions are not my power.
Is that what the promise was? That you wouldn't use your
Yep.
power?
That
Yeah.
I wouldn't use my
Oh,
power.
then never mind. Just want all of that.
Honestly, if I was you, I would just say that it was a curse played by the envy, whether it's for amusement or as it probably provides mild punishment for our arrogance and trying to stop. That's what I would do if I was DM. Sorry.
No, you're fine. This bear
It's
is no longer more to
definitely stupid suggestion from an arrogant idiot.
Is there anything anybody wants to do in those 2 days?
Brewing potions.
Okay. Go
Do I
ahead
need
and-
to roll alchemy?
Yes, if that's what you can use to make them. Also,
Alchemy supplies intelligence or wisdom.
everybody level up.
Yeah, intelligence and wisdom.
Intelligence.
19.
Nice.
Day 1, day 2,
Nice.
basic healing potion. How many did I manage to create? Yeah, do I roll something for number and
No, I just rolled it. So on day 1, you made 3, and on day 2, you made 5. But yeah,
So that's 8.
8. Now on day 2, I'll give you the choice because you rolled a natural 20. You can either have 5 basic healing potions, or you can have 3 greater potions.
I'm sticking with basic
Okay.
because potions aren't really great in combat, but out of combat or when you need to stabilize someone, they're good.
What level are you on now?
7.
7.
Couple more levels, and then potions will be perfectly fine to come.
You mean they will become borderline useless?
Alright. I know it hasn't been that long. It's only been about 2.5 hours. Is everybody okay with us ending it here? That way we can do everything with when everybody gets back?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm good.
that makes sense.